KBLA 1580. We've got you black.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
So some people live in a chaotic world where whenever they're triggered, they make a change that's noticeably never sustainable. Every action you make from a trigger has no power. Do you notice that? It never stays. Do you get what I'm saying? When you, in a moment, I got to stop doing this, I got to start doing this, whatever, there's no God in it. It's fixing. I mean, there's God in everything, but it's fixing something. So it's to not feel pain, but it's not expansive. Do you see the difference? It's to not feel pain. You're numbing your pain. That's no different than being like, this hurts, I'm going to get drunk. It's no different. To make an action from a trigger is no different than getting drunk from a trigger. It's just you numbing the trigger. Right? And so you're literally going, ugh, I'm so pissed. I got it forever. I'm going to never talk to them. I'm going to do this, whatever. From now on, I'm going to get them to apologize. You're making panicky actions, and a survival mechanism is running your life. And every time you make a decision from a trigger that's a panicky action, right? You are supporting the power of the trigger. The trigger is in charge. Survival and fear is totally in charge. Every time it's like this scared thing is talking, and you're like, that's now the boss. So you're like, okay, you got it. And you make a quick fix, and it never lasts because it's not from God. It's not from the real you. It's from don't feel something. And weirdly, if you do that, the thing you don't want to feel comes up again. So what do? You make another bullshit action. You make another quick fix. You make a decision from the trigger. So what do you do when you're triggered? Nothing. You let the trigger be heard and just listen. And don't enter, but listen. Do you hear the difference between listening and not entering? Listening listens to everything it feels, and you listen and you understand and you care about it and you hear. Entering it is it making, like the difference between
Listen, the voice of reason on Wednesday, hump day, can I just say something? God has better answers than fear. Many people, as the man just explained, when they get triggered, they respond out of fear and ego and pain. Don't you know pain is part of your purpose? See, we live in a society where if I like somebody better than Iyanla Van Zant, Iyanla Van Zant could say the same thing as the person you like, but you might not resonate with Iyanla because I don't, you know, she got some alternative religious belief, and sometimes she be getting turned up and yelling at people. Do you get what? But truth is truth. I heard the brother Reza say this in his barbershop podcast. He said, now the messenger takes precedent over the message, when before the message took precedent over the messenger. Meaning, the messenger is always flawed. The messenger is always contaminated. The messenger always has his or her own internal issues. But that doesn't invalidate the message. So tonight, Trigger Fingers, a deep dive into the nature and causes of how our person is spiritually designed to trigger us. Now, in the clip, just like when we talked about the work from Robert Anton Wilson in his book, Prometheus Rising, when he took Timothy Leary's 8-circuit model, the 8-circuit model. Anybody remember Timothy Leary back in the 70s and 60s? Back in the 60s, I should say, during the hippie days, got a chance to experiment with LSD. And that's when he created his 8-circuit brain model. And the first circuit is the oral biosurvival circuit. The second circuit is the anal territorial circuit. The third circuit is the semantic circuit. And if you're looking at these in the same lens as early childhood development, he was like, most human beings are still at the oral biosurvival level. Why? Because underneath all of our bluster and hubris, we're still children. So what do children do? In the presence of danger or in the presence of anything that is unpleasant, a child moves away from that which is unpleasant toward that which is comfortable. We do the same thing in relationships. When we get triggered, our unhealed childhood wounds tend to take over and start making decisions. I don't want to experience this anymore. I shouldn't have had to experience this. I deserve better. And really, a lot of that is coming from what you didn't get or what you did get, right, in childhood. So triggers have a exceedingly meaningful purpose in intimate relationships. Why? You got 4 attachment styles. Of the 4, only 3 or only 1 is considered healthy or normal. That's secure attachment. The other 3 are considered maladaptive because they have an attachment wound. Anxious preoccupied has a worthiness wound. Dismissive avoidant has a worthiness wound, right? But, their attachment style taught them to self-soothe. In other words, push away love, push away closeness, because they get smothered. Same with the fearful avoidance, but the fearful avoidance has the anxious preoccupied wound of worthiness, wanting to be acknowledged, wanting to be approved of. And they also have the dismissive wound. I got it. I can handle it myself. Right? So what happens is self-soothe, self-medicate, all of it. What happens is when we get triggered, avoidant types do something called deactivate. They start deactivating, right? They deactivate closeness. They deactivate communication. They deactivate empathy. They deactivate a lot of things. The avoidance, they can do that. And that is a coping mechanism so that they can soothe themselves. Now remember, the avoidant types like to be alone. They love independence. That's what they've been conditioned to do, right? But what about that clip from yesterday, right? When the sister explained, if you can be alone with your pets and your pets don't bother you, their clinginess doesn't bother you, but you can't be around people. There's a self-authenticity problem. In other words, just like the previous clip that we just played at the beginning of this show, when you get triggered, you deactivate, you pull away. And I'm here to tell you, triggers are precursors for growth. Oh God, I don't know. You should want to be triggered. Many people don't want to be. You should encourage being triggered. See, I'm going to go all the way to the other side. Because people are so silly and childish spiritually when it comes to relationship. They think it isn't supposed to hurt. They think it's not supposed to challenge. They think it's not supposed to be uncomfortable. They think their wounds are not supposed to show up. Yes, every single time. I keep telling you that's the purpose of relationship. What does it mean to be triggered? When was the last time your significant other triggered you? Is the state of being triggered a spiritual precursor to being awakened? What is being awakened in you? What you repress? What you suppress? Why are you repressing and suppressing shadow elements? Why? So many people have the nerve to walk around and front like they got it all together, but really they have nothing but hubris. Zoe gonna call you out on it. What are twin flame triggers? And the deep pain and healing of divine counterpart mirroring. Agree or disagree? Triggers can make someone lash out or treat you poorly. Ooh, I know y'all not ready. 1-800-920-1580. When was the last time you were triggered and how did you deal with it? Did you take being triggered as an opportunity to blame shift? You know you're dealing with a hurt person when they say you need to go heal. Ooh. Are y'all listening? You know you are dealing with a spiritually deranged person when they say something wrong with you. You need to go heal. Another broken human being telling somebody to go heal. You need to heal. Are y'all listening? That's a trigger talking. That's not a person talking. That's a trigger talking. 1-800-920-1580. If meeting someone triggers spiritual awakening in you, is the person necessarily your twin flame or karmic partner? I don't know. What say you? 1-800-920-1580. This is going to be deep. This is going to be deep. Why do twin flames trigger us? What is a twin flame? What are some indicators that you have been triggered? How can we utilize triggers to how can we utilize triggers to our advantage when seeking healing from complex PTSD and other adverse experiences? How spiritual awakening affects relationships. Do you know relationship is a conduit to spiritual awakening? And spiritual awakening is ugly. It's balled up on the floor in the fetal position, crying. It's the dark night of the soul. It's losing weight. It's not eating. It's not sleeping. Do you understand what spiritual awakening actually is? See, people want to talk spiritual. They don't want to walk spiritual. And people misuse relationships as some type of, listen, can I talk to you? Andy, can I talk to you tonight? Let me tell you something. Contrary to what many clinicians say, and contrary to us doing our best to create a safe space in relationships, I'm about to tell y'all something. Relationships are possibly the most psychologically unsafe space you can be in. Now, who wanna debate me? Dr. Sunshine, call in here. Dr. Shoshana Johnson, call in here. Dr. P, Pacoya McCall, call in here. Delana Zimmerman, get it. Relationships are quite possibly the most psychologically unsafe space you can be in, because they're designed to trigger you. So God didn't give triggers a purpose. The universe is fine-tuned, but triggers have no purpose in your life but to feel uncomfortable. When I come forward, I'm opening up the phone lines. I need to talk to y'all. Let's get some answers.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had leaf filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's talk trigger diving. Intentionally triggering ourselves in the hopes that we will stop being reactive or triggered to the presenting stimuli. This is a very complicated question, and I am so grateful it got asked because this does come up a lot in our practice. It seems normal to assume that we can numb ourselves out to a trigger, to desensitize ourselves to it. And in fact, there's an entire therapeutic modality called prolonged exposure that is designed around this experience. And prolonged exposure does have some benefits when it's done in a very slow, mindful, progressive way. But here's the thing. We can risk re-traumatizing ourselves and actually sensitizing ourselves more to the triggers, making our trauma symptoms worse and our mind and our body more reactive as well as stress-informed than they were before. It's a balance of what is it worth?
Listen, sounds like you can embrace the trigger, right? Sounds like any other psychological obstacle, right? Meaning, oh, you're afraid of heights? Let's go to the top of this building. Let's get on a roller coaster. All you got to do is experience it. And once you've experienced it and came out on the other end, okay, you can desensitize yourself to the fear of it. In other words, not doing it prevents you from accessing the skills or the tools to desensitize your fear of it. Right? You're afraid of dogs? Let's get a puppy and raise them and see what happens, right? Same thing with triggers. Do it with a clinician, a clinical psychologist, right? And walk through the process slowly and put yourself in front of your triggers. Triggers have a purpose. Triggers are indicators that something needs to be addressed internally. Can triggers serve as a gateway to deeper self-awareness and spiritual growth, or are they merely obstacles to overcome? I believe they're stair-steppers to get to the next level of you. Listen, I'm going to say it again. Psychologically speaking, relationships are the most unsafe place you can be. And if you think otherwise, keep floating along. Keep on floating. Y'all gonna run into something. And when you do, because you haven't been doing the work, whatever you run into is going to impact you deeper than it should. You gotta let your triggers be a part of your relationship. 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Let's talk about it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Donald Payne, a black six-term congressman from New Jersey, has passed away. The 65-year-old Newark Democrat died after suffering a heart attack earlier this month. The congressman suffered a series of health issues through the years. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement wants to suspend Black Broward County Sheriff Gregory Toney. The state agency on Monday asked the judge to suspend Toney for 6 months. Toney is accused of lying on his driver's license application when he claimed it was never suspended. The FDLE says that's an act of moral turpitude, and Toney broke the public's trust. The first trailer is being released for Zoe, Kravitz's directional debut, Blink Twice. The film follows two friends charmed by a tech billionaire played by Channing Tatum and are taken to his private island for a getaway. Things take a turn into a life or death situation, and the women must find a way to escape the island. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
California just launched the Certified Wellness Coach profession to help your workforce meet the increased demands for youth mental health services. Learn more at cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Health Care Access and Information.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@kbla1580.com. That's advertising@kbla1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got you black.
It's time for California Community College's Black Student Success Week. This week-long event, held April 22nd through the 26th, is an opportunity to focus on innovative approaches to ensuring Black and African American students succeed in their educational pursuits. Black Student Success Week 2024, building a better future together. The urgency is now. For more information, visit blackstudentsuccess.com. That's blkstudentsuccess.com.
City of Los Angeles landlords, verify your tenant's Emergency Renters Assistance Program status today. Tenants approved for rental assistance are protected from eviction for non-payment of rent through May 31st, 2024. Approved rental assistance applications protect tenants from eviction for non-payment of rent. Refusing to accept rental assistance based on their source of income is illegal under law and can be used as a defense in an eviction case. Check your tenant's application status now at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
City of Los Angeles tenants and landlords participating in the Emergency Renters Assistance Program, beware of scammers. Notifications about your application will only come from the City of LA in emails ending in lacity.org. Protect yourself. Contact the LA Housing Department by email at lahd.erap@lacity.org or call 866-557-7368 to check communications you receive about the program. You can also verify your application status at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Every single day, life is going to throw situations, emotions, distractions, stuff at you that you can't control. And the whole game is how you support yourself in responding to it. And so I have developed the skill of being so in tune with my nervous system. And when I'm kind of in my body and feeling comfortable in my own skin, and when I am triggered and I go on edge. And the second I feel myself go on edge, I have a skill of putting myself in pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and checking in with myself and getting aware of what is going on.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was good advice. But if you know how to do that and your partner doesn't, one of the biggest things to destroy your relationship is to compare your trigger coping process to your partner. So many times, our partners or significant others will marginalize where we are developmentally by saying, well, why couldn't you just do what I did? You see what I did? You know what I did? When you said blah, 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 I took a step back and I had to breathe for a second because what you said really upset me. Why couldn't you? That relationship is not long. That's not going to live long because nobody wants to be called to the floor for not having the tool that their partner may have. And guess how the universe works it out, though? You may have the tool in that situation and scenario, but not in another. And then you may have not made that point, right, in that scenario. But if the shoe is on the other foot and your partner makes the point I just made, you feel attacked. Do you see the games, the gamesmanships that gets thrown at relationship is the space where you unravel the knots that make you who you are, right? Within this world of human connections, there exists a profound paradox, the power of triggering, the meeting of souls entwined in a cosmic dance that is designed to evoke deep-seated emotions, right, and illuminate hidden wounds. On tonight's topic, we endeavor, right, to discover this enigmatic realm of trigger fingers, right? What is trigger fingers? You heard of Twitter fingers, right? Somebody say something to you, set you off on Twitter, and then you're on your phone typing without thinking. Trigger fingers, right? Causes us to be reactive. Triggers when they get touched. We're going to be delving into the spiritual design of these triggers that ignites transformative sparks within us through the lens of metaphysics, theoretical physics, cosmology, shamanism, spirituality, psychology, and relationship dynamics. We endeavor to unravel the intricate web of triggers that shape our personal and spiritual evolution. We're supposed to be triggered. All you scared folk, where Farrakhan? You don't want to talk? All you scared Negroes. Sit down, right? Don't get in a relationship if you don't want to be triggered. That is the place to be triggered. Let's define a trigger. At the heart of our exploration lies the question, what does it mean to be triggered? In the realm of psychology, triggers are stimuli that evoke intense emotional responses linked to past experiences. However, from a spiritual perspective, triggers go beyond mere psychological reactions. They serve as catalysts for profound inner shifts and growth, right? When you're triggered, man, you can enter a state that trigger could serve as this precursor, this spiritual precursor to awakening. And it can shape us, right? It can shape us into what we actually want to be. It can shake us up from the slumber of Netflix and chill, travel, all these entertainments and foodies and eating and let's go to the farmer's market. We got all this accoutrement for a relationship. We got all the hors d'oeuvres in the world. But when it's time to do the work, we want to run from the trigger. A trigger, in my estimation, is a grand opportunity. We got callers on the line, and I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to know what your thoughts are. Who's been on the longest? Reggie, Austin, Texas. Reggie, get up in here, brother.
What's up, man? Man, I think triggers aren't negative or positive. I think triggers are just information. And when your information meets your feelings, that makes it difficult. You know, you were talking about the ways that, like the hypothetical ways that you solve things in relationships. And in the example that you used, the feelings weren't there. Like the person was like, well, why don't you just do this or that? That's because that trigger hasn't hit your feeling. And a lot of times bad decisions are made because we can't manage our feelings. I mean, that's just real. You know, a trigger could be... Go ahead.
Let's push back.
Mm-hmm.
There are no bad decisions. Let's say it for what it really is in context of relationships, Reggie. There are no bad decisions. There are decisions that do not yield what you want. We label those bad decisions. Talk to me, Reggie.
Well, if I'm triggered and I'm so emotionally spent that I can't manage my feeling and I react violently, that's a bad decision, I would say.
That end result is a bad decision. You get violent.
Okay.
Then it go bad.
I mean, like, let's get what it is. So
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, okay, what you're saying, and I take your point. But my point is that if you caught up in the past and you're like, man, I wish I would have reacted a certain way, and when you trigger me, it takes me back to the past. That's just something that I haven't solved yet in my you know, that's something I haven't solved yet emotionally. And because I haven't solved it emotionally, I'm taking it out on you because I can't take it out on the person I really want to take it out on.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
This is when I go back. I have to go back, right? Mm-hmm. This is why I say there are no bad decisions. You know, when you got into a relationship with somebody that is violent, you know this. You know how they act. You see the precursors before it actually happens. Violence in a relationship is like a volcano. A volcano is not just absolutely silent. There are signs that, hey, this is the type of person that may or may not. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about the people who are dealing with those past childhood wounds, the people who are dealing with their particular maladaptive attachment style. Again, most of us are in service to the attachment wound. And once we come into consciousness of what our attachment style is and the subsequent wound that comes with it, we have to get out of the service, out of the employment of the wound. But many of us, we've been conditioned to protect the wound. So we'll throw...
Can you get out of the...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Can you get out of the... Can you get out of the way of the wound without actually feeling the wound? Like you have to feel the wound first, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And if you're running from the feeling, then you're running from the deliverance from that feeling. I'm thinking, right?
Hold on.
So you got to be in that pain.
Wait, hold on. I don't think if you're running away from the pain that the wound creates, you are running away from the deliverance of that pain. Is that what you said, preacher?
That's exactly what I said. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going. That's fire.
It's no way to get out of the way of the pain or out of the feeling. And your feelings are just messengers. That's all they are. So take the message that is given you, work the message, and incorporate it in some type of way in your life. I mean, are you running away from that feeling? Because if you try to run away from the feeling, you're going to go and find that feeling in another place, be it at your work, in a relationship, whatever kind of thing that you're dealing with, you're going to find that feeling there. You can't run from it. It's going to follow you wherever you go. And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, brother. Me too. Come on.
Man, I don't think you can get out of the way of that. I think you have to manage how you deal with it so that you can deal with it and use it positively for yourself and the people that you love. Right. That's the best thing you can do for your partner, to learn how to deal with your feelings.
Right. And I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this piece because I know consciously many people are not going to choose an intimate terrorist to be with. Right?
Right.
Many people are not going to choose an intimate terrorist to be with, somebody that is going to control them via the threat of violence, right? They're not going to just consciously choose somebody like that. They have to come from something devastating, abusive, and broken for them to say, okay, this is the type of person I want to be with. So I want to take that element out of the discussion, and I only want to talk about regular relationships and the things that causes us to be triggered. Because what I find is, and help me understand this, Reggie, many people will throw away the person that has triggered them as opposed to throwing away the trigger.
Right. You're just trying to get to a safe place, or what you deem as being safe.
Talk to me, Reggie.
And you trying to get to that safe place. And the thing is, that feeling is going to come up in another situation, and you can't evade everything. You have to deal with it in some way, and only you know when you've dealt with it. Like, I mean, you can't lie to yourself. You can't say, okay, I've dealt with it by throwing something away. I had a professor that says you can't choose not to choose, and that's real. When you choose not to choose, then you're delaying your own joy. And that's the outcome of you dealing with your stuff.
Man, stay with me, Reggie. Stay with me. Austin, Texas is in the building as usual. The Voice of Reason is on complete fire. We're talking about the purpose of being triggered.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Then you throw in attachment styles.
The finest. As life goes on, you learn to hold on. You learn to appreciate the finer things in life. The finest. If I had a choice, I'd always choose love. Up or down, good or bad, I don't mind, just as long as it's real. My friends say I'm lucky, lucky, lucky to have found someone as good as you. My love's understanding, understanding how to hold on to you. After all that we've been through, time won't change the way I feel about you. Out of all the loves before, you're the finest I've ever known, finest I ever. If I had to choose.
Three things that will massively trigger a narcissist. Number one, perceived lack of attention. The narcissist becomes furious, punitive, suspicious, and accuses you of being self-centered, having an affair, or lying about your love for them if you do not concentrate on them or give them the time and the attention the way they desire. Number two, independence. The narcissist becomes enraged and devalues you, makes you jealous by flirting with other men or women, or disappears if you display confidence and independence and express opinions different from theirs. Number three, expectations. The narcissist will loathe and hate you if you expect anything from them, or want the narcissist show you sympathy, prioritize you, or be faithful, consistent, compassionate, devoted, or attentive towards you.
Man, oh man, a Shavitz. That clip reminded me, like, what if you're dealing with a narcissist? You're gonna be triggered, right? They breadcrumb you. Narcissists have a text messaging strategy, an email strategy. What? A communication strategy? You're gonna be triggered. And the purpose of this show is to outline all of these things so you can see it coming. And then ask the question, damn, I used to be attracted to people like that. Why? That's what the trigger is a why. Like, what? Why? Who, what, when, where, and why? That's what the trigger is for. So you can ask yourself, I don't want to feel like, let me see why this is the case. We got my brother and Reggie on the line from Austin, Texas. Reggie, get in here and make your final point, because you cooking, brother.
The final point is you have to use your trigger. You can't try to evade the trigger. Use it for the best of your ability, and know that you're not dealing with triggers by yourself. Everybody is triggered by something. It's how you use it that decides whether it's going to work in your favor or working against you.
So let me ask you a question. Is the trigger connected to a psychological gun that you are to point to yourself as a means of killing the wound? Answer me that.
Wow, man, that's a visual, bro. Yeah, it's something in you that you have to kill. It's something in you that you have to kill. Yep, and you have to identify it, and you have to take some type of action to deal with it as best you can. Now, and you can't evade the feeling. Yeah, you have to deal with it head on.
Man, I love that. Thank you, Reggie. You brought Austin, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, call me now. 1-800-920-1580. That's what ego death is. You have to kill the part of your ego that your unhealed wound created. Oh, I know y'all not ready for this. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Listen, when I come forward, we got callers from Houston, Los Angeles, Oakland. We got LA coming up next, man. We talking to the nation. Let's go.